Hi, today I have a message called Are You Ready to Meet Them? Starting with It's a Done Deal. So it can help to think of all questions have already been answered, all problems have already been solved, all dramas have already been resolved. It looks like they haven't been. It could be that we're in the middle of an experience where it seems like certainly something hasn't been resolved. But somehow it's helpful to take this moment and rest and look at this is all over. It seems to be now, but it's already been corrected. It's already been brought to a close, and it's like we're rewatching it, not realizing everything finite is already over, and here we are as the eternal. And as we take that moment to tune into that, somehow it brings forward a speedier resolution. It helps the little pieces fall into place. It helps the things step forward that make, what do I say? The whole time span that's necessary to experience shorter. It's like infinite, the many ways that we can shorten. We could keep multiplying and experiencing many conflicts, or we could turn toward the resolution of all conflicts. And when we're busy judging things, we're kind of like trying to multiply time, trying to make conflicts last longer. But when we begin to look inward and we stop looking outward and judging every single little thing, then we allow those conflicts to sort of collapse. And it's like outward versus inward. Looking outward and judging, we're just multiplying them, kind of wasting time, kind of like, I don't know, manufacturing time. And then inward, many time collapses, because when we look inward, here are all the resolutions, here are all the solutions to anything we seem to experience in time and space. So as we look inward, we bring those solutions forward, and it's very different. It's very different than trying to resolve a specific problem ourselves by inventing things and making decisions and judging. It's more like allowing the solution to come into sight, to come into our experience. Okay, if you have already made the right choice, then so has everyone you call else. And if you think of making the choice to return to the full awareness of what you and everyone are together, making the choice to recognize what's real, even if your ego seems to have no idea what that is, or is insisting with stress and tension that it does know what's real. Either one, same thing. But if you think for yourself, I've already made the right choice. I've already made the choice to remember who I am fully. I've already made the choice to see everyone and everything as they truly are. It's kind of like a little trick, just a little perspective shift to understand, like, there's really no reason to wait around. There's really no reason to make things last longer than they need to. Everything that seems to be of time and space is a tool that can return all of us to the full awareness of what we are together. It's everything of time and space is not, it doesn't bring us happiness. The return to the awareness of what we are together brings us happiness. So we don't want to generate more experience of conflict within time and space. We want to allow the resolution of all the conflicts that popped up when we use time and space as a tool to have conflict. We It's like the inward focus versus the outward focus. And time and space is just a tool. It's just the ride we take back home. And when I don't feel good, I am trying to use time and space to ride away from home. And that's why it doesn't feel good. And when I'm allowing time and space to be used to carry me home, there's no problem. And I can always feel when I'm trying to use it in the opposite way. And that's good. That's what feeling is for. Feeling serves us on the way home, and we never want to ignore it. So if we feel tempted to look at anyone else and judge them especially up in comparison to someone else, or especially down, it's a trick we play on ourselves. And we can start to see that trick as the cause of unhappiness and suffering and conflict. We might not want to experience that anymore. So if we're judging somebody else, we're not going to be able to play this helpful trick on ourselves, excuse me, where we acknowledge as they are, as the being they are. It doesn't look so right now, but they've already made the decision to return to the full awareness of themselves. They've already made the decision to see everyone as they truly are, to become fully aware of not only who they are, but who everyone else is. It's already happened. Again, it's brought forward like it's a little trick you play on yourself to help yourself return. It seems like it hasn't happened, but you say it has happened, and then you begin to see something that ego's linearity and ego's logic and reasoning doesn't let you see. You want to go beyond that. You don't want to stay stuck in that and pretend that can be a source of happiness. You want to go beyond that. Okay, when you heal someone, it's because everyone has the power to bring the goodness without opposite in everyone forward. So I think it's going to get easier and easier to do this. When we're thinking about someone, we're allowing it to step forward that no matter what is going on in time or space, they're not here to be judged. They really aren't. Because no matter what is going on in time and space, the goodness without opposite within them can become very prominent and very obvious and can lead everything. You want what's true about everybody to be in charge of every experience you have with them. There's no need for us to struggle for control when what's true about everyone is the goodness without opposite in them. And it might seem to be the tiniest spark. And that's okay, because that's what we can trust. And it's going to get easier and easier for us to focus on that tiny spark and to see, and it might not be so tiny, however it appears, and to see the most helpful thing to do for everybody is not to try to live as an ego, making decisions and trying to get things for itself or trying to avoid things it doesn't like, but to really steadily focus on the goodness without opposite within everyone and everything, and to simply put it in charge. And when we do that, all the ways that the ego would delay us by saying, I do want this, so go after it, or I don't want that, so avoid it. We still have that going on, and that's fine. We don't have to force that to stop immediately. It's enough that we stop and reorient when we obviously don't feel good. And at first, when we practice this, maybe it's only the extreme examples of not feeling good would get us to stop. But as we go along, and we see again and again that we ourselves are the cause of our own unhappiness, the direction we're facing in our mind, the thoughts we're believing, then we become more and more willing to stop at very subtle intrusions of discomfort. And we find less and less comfort in the things that the ego says make us comfortable. And so this is a process for everyone, but it can really be brought along by learning to focus on what's true of you is what's true of them, what's true of them is what's true of you. And beyond any analysis or anticipating or condemning or praising, beyond all of that, the same goodness without opposite is in everyone. And it can be put in charge. It can lead. And we find out how by practicing. And it doesn't mean we have to force ourselves to pretend, hey, I'm putting goodness without opposite in charge and I'm surrendering. And no, we're still going to try to control things where we do. But more and more, the feeling of struggling to control something is going to become prominent as a tension or a stress. And a tension or a stress that you'd want to put down, that you would want to be relieved from. And how do you find relief when you're feeling that tension or stress of wanting to control? By looking toward the goodness without opposite in everyone and everything, and just resting there, learning to trust it. And then through experience, you'll see we have great reason to trust what is real about and within everyone and everything. When you feel burdened by what seems like the anger of another, look toward what you are believing. So sometimes it seems like, well, that other guy's all out of sorts, and because of that, I'm having a terrible time. But what better chance to stop and see the foundational beliefs that rule our day? If they aren't happy, I can't be happy. Maybe that's it. Or maybe like they are the cause of my tension instead of what I'm believing about them. We believe people are the cause of our tension. Whatever it is, when we are with someone who seems unhappy and we ourselves are then unhappy too, it's a really good chance to let foundational beliefs that affect us every day emerge and to set them down and to reorient. And today I'm reorienting toward fear binds the world, forgiveness sets it free. Do I want a bound world or a free world? Everyone has the power to set everyone and everything free. And I know how ridiculous it sounds when I say it, but I can also see it. I'm being shown something and I can see it, so I can say it. So it's like the two levels here. But I'm being shown it, and that's why I can say it. Everyone has the power to set everyone and everything free. And as we start practicing with it, then we trust that. We don't try to control it or do it ourselves. And what we do for others, we do for ourselves. So if I'm setting everyone and everything free by the way I think, then I'm doing the same I'm allowing the same to return to me, because it's a big mirror, or it's like a wave going out and a wave coming back in. And that just made me think of karma, but karma is more, I'm not saying karma is or karma isn't. I'm just saying it's more of an idea. It brings up for me more of an idea of being punished. But what do I know? I haven't really studied karma. So someone who has can speak to it, because there are many paths to one destination. So if that concept figures in your path and you find it helpful, then you do, because we're all going to the same place. Okay. Just looking to see if there's anything else to say about that. Are you ready to meet them? So them would refer to anyone. Anyone you remember from your past, seemingly living, seemingly dead. anyone in your experience now, anyone in your anticipated future, would you like to remember and see everyone with ego's overlay of fear upon them, which would cause you to compare them to one another, to think some are better than others, all that stuff. To think some are good, some are bad, some are good, some are bad. Or do you just want to meet them as they are and always have been? Because we've been playing this game that would make us look certain ways to each other. But the game is optional. So are we really, truly ready to meet all of our divine siblings as they are? Because as they are in their being, they're sane. And just by constantly focusing on that kernel of sanity within everyone, it's shared, it's one sanity that all beings share, we can bring it forward in our experience. Are we ready to see the truth in them, and all of them, doesn't matter what they're up to, as characters? Can we focus upon the light of truth that's within them at the center of their being? And can we spend more time focusing on the truth at the center of their being than focusing on analysis of body, personality, past, interpretation of body, personality, past, and anticipating particular things about bodies, personalities, and future? Can we spend more time looking at the sameness of the truth that's alive within us all? Instead of analyzing the darkness, the fear I project outward that makes everybody look different and would encourage me to compare, can I spend time looking at the light that every being is? Can I devote myself to that? Why? Because I want to be happy. Because I don't want to be crazy anymore. Because I want to be right-minded. It's just a waste of time to pretend that things are the way they can never be. And that's what the ego shows me. The way things could never actually be. But it says, okay, they appear this way, so they are this way. But the ego just weaves illusions. That's all it does. And then gives me meaning to attach to the illusions and value to attach to the illusions. And that's it. And I think more and more it's going to get easier and easier to see what ego's up to and to find my willingness to see through it to what is actually here. To meet everyone as they are now, to appreciate that, to have gratitude for your being. Forget what your person's doing or your body's doing or your personality is doing. Imagine being you and deriving no value from how your body appears, from what your body does, deriving no value from any meaning or interpretation you assign to your personality, deriving no value from any meaning or interpretation or analysis of what you think your body-personality combo has enacted in the past. None of it. All of the value, 100%, comes from your being, what you just are, no matter what. What's prior to and beyond all time and space experiences. When you think of pouring all the value into what you are with everyone, it's the same in everyone. And being completely free of time and space in your valuing of all those limits. I find it much easier to focus on it now and to sort of focus and let it blossom, and I think it really will just get easier and easier to put our focus here and to let that extend. And the extension of what we are in love, that is love. That's love. It's not finding a special one and making a special attachment with them. Recognizing the sameness and extending the sameness and allowing the sameness, allowing it to step forward and show us. That's love. So we can project fear and have experiences on that basis And we can extend love and have experiences on that basis too. And more it's going to become obvious to us. I prefer extending love to projecting fear. One's highly unpleasant, even though it has positive and negative forms, and I have been tricked by all of time by these positive forms thinking they're desirable, when really they aren't anything at all. But look, here's something with true value. The extension of love, what we are together. And more, that's going to blossom in my sight and yours, and become prominent, and become obvious, and become something to rely upon in every situation, in all things. It becomes the problem solver for us at all times. Okay, so are we ready to meet them? Everyone as they are, as they always have been. Yeah, with no disguise needed. Let's see what happens. Okay, thank you.